Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to sew this beautiful dress and I have my material here. So I fold into two. I will mark here with 2 inches for zip. Half length is 16.5 inches. 16.5 inches, and I will add 1 inch to sew. I will sew ½ inch on the shoulder and sew ½ inch on the waist. So I have 17.5 inches here. Shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2 is 7.5 inches plus ½ inch to sew. So I have 8 inches here. Placing my tape on the shoulder, I will measure armhole 9.5 inches. This is armhole. Bust is 44 inches divided by 4. This is 11 inches. And I add 1.5 inch to sew. So I'm going to mark armhole. Waist is 38 inches divided by 4 is 9.5 inches, which is here. I will add some allowance to sew on the side and to sew that. I'm going to cut here. I will measure neckline 3 inches. I will first cut with ½ inch. And on the shoulder, I will measure 1 inch. I'm going to trim this place out like this. I'm going to trim here out, then cut ½ inch on the back. I will measure 5 inches here for that. I'm going to hold here and sew that here. I'm going to cut the front. So I'll place the back on top, the front like this. This is for zip. I raise this one up because this is the front, this is the back. So this is the back neck. This is the back neck. So this is the back neck. I'm going to measure 7.5 inches here. I'm going to mark like this up to 7.5 inches, just like this. Mark this way. I'm going to trim here. So you can see the way it is. Back. I'm going to cut this way and cut here. I measure 27 inches, this 27 inches, and I fold into 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to remove the paper now. And I'm going to cut one side, not that much. So I'm going to cut here. This side is for zip. And this is the side. And this is the side and for zip on the back, and this is the front. I'm going to cut the down part now. I'm going to fold into 2. I measure 4.5 inches on the back for zip and for slits. So I'm going to mark all the way down. 4.5 inches. So after doing that, I will place the front this way on top the 4.5 inches where I mark here. I'm going to remove 16.5 inches from my tape this way. I will place here because I'm going to sew this one here. So this is for the half length, 16.5 inches, and I measure all the way down. I have 61 inches. Full length is 60 inches. I'm going to sew with ½ inch on the waist with this lace. Waist is 38 inches divided by 4 is 9.5 inches, which is here. I'm going to sew that. Plus for sewing, I measure 12 inches. I'm going to measure from waist down 16 inches. The reason why I measure from waist down hip 16 inches, half length is going to start immediately after under bust. I'm not going to start from navel. If I start my waist from navel, then I will measure 12 inches. But being that is going to start after under bust, so that is why I measure 16 inches. The hip is 56 inches divided by 4. So I have this, and I will use the remaining one to sew. That. So I'm going to measure the down part, which will give me 48 inches divided by 4, 12 inches plus sewing allowance. I'm going to cut here. For that, I'm going to measure 5 inches. I'm going to cut the lining just like this. So I have my black satin here. When I'm done cutting, I will start the sewing. This is for the back lining. This is for the front. I'm going to start to sew now. This is the front. So I'm going to sew this place by bringing it like this. I'm going to first sew the two sides, the satin and the lace. This is the side and this is the side. I will sew the two sides. I will do the same on this one. When I'm done, I will show you. I'll sew it that, and this is where I will sew zip on. This place I leave about 9 inches open. This place is open for zip, and this is the back and the slit. And I sew from here up to here and sew this way. So I sew this way. What I'm going to do now is to bring the right side like this. So this is the slit. I'm going to place this way. This is where I stitch inside. So I'm going to place it like this and sew here. So this is the open, the slit on the back. And this will zip. I will join the two sides. I've already sewn that for the front. This is the front, so I will place the two sides like this. I will measure 38 inches divided by 4 on the waist. I will measure 56 inches on the hip divided by 4. And I will sew. And the down part, I will measure 48 inches divided by 4 and sew. I'm done joining the two sides, and I sew the slits. This is the front. I just cut the lining. This is the lining. This one. This is the lining, and this is the front, and the same on this side. So it will come this way. So what I'm going to do now is to sew that here. Also that here. I also cut the lining for the back. I sew here and I sew the side. This is the side, this is the front, this is the armhole, this is the back. I fold this way. I will sew zip on. I fold this way and mark. I'm going to sew here and here inside. I will do the same here for zip, the side and the neckline. Just sewing on the two sides, and I notch. I'm going to bring the front out. I'm going to sew that. This is where we sew that on. I'll bring this way. I'll measure and sew. I'll do the same here. So this is the front. After I finish sewing that, I will join the shoulder. I will bring this way. This is the back and front. I'll bring this way and use the lining of the front to turn this way. And I'll sew. I will do the same here. When I'm done doing that, I will sew the two sides. I'm done joining the two sides. This is the back. Yeah. This is the front. So for the flared, what I'm going to do next to sew on the lace. So this is where to sew zip on. I'm going to bring this way and I'm done joining the top and the down part together. This is the waist. You can sew all together by placing this one in between the lace and the top. In between the two of them, you can place the thread in between the two of them, but I just decided to sew this way first. You can do it either way and it will still give you the same result. After finish sewing on the waist, I'm going to place on my machine this way. This is the thread, this is the lining and the front. So I'm going to sew this way like this. I'm going to sew on the waist. After sewing, it will fall this way. So I'm going to sew through the waist now. When I'm done doing that, I will show you and I will cut the sleeve. I'm going to use this one for the sleeve. I'm done sewing the thread on it. You can see the way it is. I sewed this way. This is the lace. This is the top, the back. This is the top on the back. So I place on it like this and I sew around the waist. So I sew around the waist. After sewing, I bring it this way. So you can see the way it is. You can never know that I just sew it on top. I didn't sew it in between the lace and the top. You can sew it like this. You can also place the thread in between the two of them and sew, or you can also sew it this way. Anyone that is comfortable with you, you can do so. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew zip on the back. I'm going to sew zip on the back to cut the sleeve. I fold into 2. I fold again. Is into 4. This is how I cut the sleeve. I'm going to bring this way. I'm going to sew here. After sewing, to come this way. I'm done sewing one sleeve. I'm going to sew the second sleeve. This is the armhole. I will place the sleeve inside. This is the shoulder. This is the armpit area. I will place like this and I will sew round. I will sew round. When I'm done sewing, I will show you the final look. I've already sewn the zip. I'm done sewing the zip on it. So I'll go and sew the sleeve. Now when I'm done sewing, I will show you the final look. I'm done sewing the sleeve. So sleeve. This is the final look, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, you are welcome. Please subscribe and remember the notification bell. In that way, you'll be notified each time I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next